Right, welcome to this video about Imperial Guard, and it's one I've been meaning to make. I thought of the idea after I did the review for the Astra Militarum Codex, and then some of the comments coming through as well, people saying Imperial Guard quite neglected, their codex sort of out of date and so on. So this video is a proposal of what I think Games Workshop should do to inject life into the Imperial Guard, or Astra Militarum as they're called. I think there's a vast amount of potential for this faction. You have Space Marines, there's all the different chapters, they've now got different supplements to the different chapters and so on. I think Games Workshop have an opportunity to do exactly the same with Imperial Guard, one of the most popular factions out there, and I think it has been neglected. So this is a chance. I don't know how much Games Workshop listen to these videos, but one thing I learned when putting this YouTube channel together is you must listen to the comments and the suggestions and views of those that watch the videos. So it's the same principle for Games Workshop. They, if they're wise, they would be wise to listen to what the demand is and what people are asking for. So I hope the video has some kind of impact, because the suggestions that I'm going to make I would love to see happen, and I think it would be a good move for Games Workshop as well. It would work very well for them. So you have the Imperial Guard Codex. So the first step I think Games Workshop should do is, they're planning to do it anyway I'm sure, is just to redo the Imperial Guard Codex, to bring it out. Imperial Guard, just the way that they're structured, and very strong on regimented units and so on. So the new codex, loads of new formations in there especially, and like a really good structure to the forcing of loads of benefits and so on. So I'm sure Games Workshop can do that anyway. But here's the new idea. It came from the different types of regiments. So for Space Marines, you've got different regiments for them, or chapters, and then you have the same for the Imperial Guard. Here, there's this page here. So you don't just have your standard Cadians, you've also got Talaran Desert Raiders, Austrian Firstborn, Armageddon Steel Legion, Imperial Guard, Death Corps of Krieg, Valhalla Ice Warriors, Tan First and there's others as well, and there's a scope you can make up your own, and that kind of thing also. And I remember way back, 10 years ago, or even further back than that, when I was younger and into Warhammer 40,000 when I was at school, I remember that Games Workshop released lead versions of most of these. We've still got some of the Ice Warriors in lead. They released a set of them. They did Talaran Desert Raiders, never got any of them. Done Steel Legion, one of the army's features on the channel. Imperial Guard, I really like the look of. I think Games Workshop should produce pretty much all of these on the page, perhaps more. And the same way they've done with the Space Marines, I think a great move that they could make, because there's so much depth and variety to Imperial Guard, and the themes behind these guys and the storyline and the colour schemes and so on is so strong for each of them. So you have your core codex, similar to what Games Workshop do with Space Marines, there, and then just release a supplement codex for each of these. I think it's a fantastic idea. And then you could release maybe so then plastic sets to follow, or to be released with the supplement, so you get your new kits and your new supplement codex. So say Talaran Desert Raiders, maybe a plastic set for a command set, similar to Imperial Guard. So you have your command set, then your regular infantry set, and then maybe any heavy weapons as well. Would be a good idea, just your standard Imperial Guard releases, done in the style of Talaran Desert Raiders. And if they did these in plastic, I would collect an army of Talaran Desert Raiders without hesitation. Just the theme, just a desert warfare, just superb. And I'm sure for you Imperial Guard players, and even if you don't collect Imperial Guard, there's ones on this page that would appeal to you. Because imagine the standard of sculpting coming out now from Games Workshop, just so good, and the quality of the plastic kits. Imagine these regiments done really nicely. And then maybe for each of these, like a unique unit that's found only in the supplement. So maybe a special cavalry type perhaps, or a desert buggy perhaps, Talaran Desert Raiders, unique one for them, one or two even they could do. No problem at all. Another faction I really like is the Valhalla Ice Warriors. Imagine the theme that you can do for that. Imagine a plastic army of these. You could ally with Space Horse and fight in the ice and snow together. Fantastic. Steel Legion, imagine them done in plastic. Mordenine Guard, look utterly brilliant. And then you can merge regular Imperial Guard. So you've got Cadians, and you can have a detachment of Mordenine Guard just at like the centre of your force, like a bodyguard type detachment. Just the endless possibilities. What about Elysian drop troops? What a unique way of using Imperial Guard, and it's like kind of an ambush and drop zone type possibility with them. There's others here not on the page. Remember Games Workshop did ones that had like British paratrooper style berets. Then you have the Praetorians, I think it was, similar to the Zulu War type British uniforms as well. So there's those, I'd love to see them in plastic also. And then what they could do is also have like a vehicle upgrade sprue. So say you're taking Talon Desert Raiders and you've got Chimeras and Lima Rosses and so on. You can buy a plastic sprue that has on the extra desert type bits, you know, like camo netting parts and styled weaponry. Say Vostrians, you get the styled weaponry and so on. That's just a suggestion, and I think it would just explode the variety for Imperial Guard, and I think Games Workshop would sell absolutely loads of them, because the feedback that I get across the different videos is there's people asking for these, and I think it would be a very, very good move from Games Workshop. And instead of having to think up a whole new faction somewhere, you can just take one faction, Imperial Guard, and then this extremes of variety. Penal Legion is another one that people talk about. Renegade, if they could do, I would imagine would be extremely popular as well. So, yeah, big faction Imperial Guard, but one with so much potential to expand out and to do really well. And I think these sets, if they did them, would sell as well as any of the other factions out there, no problem at all. And some people who are already collecting Imperial Guard, just to inject a bit of life back into your collection, you could collect a different regiment. I think it'd be fantastic. So that's the video, and that's the suggestion that Games Workshop, I think, should do. I hope to see that in the future. I don't know what they're planning, but that's a lot of releases potentially they could release there. And I think it would just be a fantastic move for Warhammer 40,000. I think it would be really, really good. So leave your comments. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it will work if Games Workshop do it? And try and leave comments. Just that if Games Workshop, you know, are watching the videos out there and they see this one and they see hundreds of comments of people asking, and you know, believing that it really would work, I think it would just be such a cool move. But you leave your own opinion and feedback in the comments section. Maybe you've heard of rumours of something like this perhaps going on. I have heard nothing, but you never know what's out there and what Games Workshop are planning to do. That's the video. Leave your feedback and share it with others, and see if this does happen in the future. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time.